Hey guys, it's RobJ here, and in today's video we've got a new nest coming from a new shop. It's called Auntie Jan's Ant Shop, and the nest in question is the London Bus Formicarium Ant Farm Ant Nest. So, what can we expect from this? What is it? Well, essentially, it is an expandable nest that has lockable doors and built-in mini outworlds. Now the uses for this can be, you can add in one queen, and as the colony grows you can unlock more chambers using the doors until they fill the entire thing, or you can put 3 queens in separately and keep the doors shut, and you can use this as a 3 queen foundation nest with 3 outworlds, and each queen gets 3 chambers to grow into. So, the doors themselves serve 2 purposes: to lock the chambers off from each other and to lock the outworld off so you can access it and clean it. So the idea is the internal doors are to separate the chambers, whether you need to expand it or keep different colonies separate, and the doors to the outworlds are solely there for when there's no ants in the outworld. You close the door and then you can get in there, clean, replace food, etc. So, the chambers themselves consist of 3 small, quite tall and nice and spacious chambers with a door leading to an outworld and the setup like this. Now the sponge inside is not only for hydration, humidity, but it is also for drinking purposes as well. It has a lot of engraved cuts into the acrylic, and when you fill it up it all comes to the side and becomes a drinking apparatus. So let's move on to these outworlds that don't really look like outworlds. They essentially, you loosen the screw until it's just about right, so the lock is easy to do. Using the included tweezers you can remove this, or if you've got long nails, obviously no need for the tweezers. But you lock the outworld off, so you can see here the door is shut, and I can get in there, I can clean that. There's no need for PTFE or anything like that because there's no ants in here. When you're done, just put the lid back on and lock it, and then open the door, let the ants back in, let them come and eat, put their junk back out there, etc. And there's 3 outworlds. There's a smaller one and then there's 2 larger ones, and like I said, you can have 3 individual colonies or 1 colony that will grow into the nest. So how do we get ants inside? Well, it comes with these adapters, and essentially whatever compartment you want to add your ants to. So for me, I want to add it to this end compartment. So take off the standard lid from the mini outworld, and then what you do is take the correct size with the hole cut out from the adapters included, and just pop that on. Now, depending on the cut, it'll either be slightly tight or slightly loose, depending on how it is. Mine was quite tight, so I just put the lock on a little bit. Nothing's going to come loose there. And now what I do is, with the included tubing, you push the tubing in, and you can actually bend the tubing so it faces right into the door, and you can really do it any way you like, and hook this up to your test tube or your other colony or wherever you've got your ants, and this is how they move in. Essentially, you move them in, you open the door, and that's how you get the ants in. So you can do this for all 3 outworlds, or you can just get your 1 colony in this way. Once you're done, lock the door, replace the outworld lid, add some food, open the outworld door again. Simple. It's quite a different product to what we're used to, but it's certainly very good. So once they've grown up, you open it, and then when they get 3 extra chambers, and when you want to give them all the chambers, you open the final door. Or if you're using this as a foundation chambers, so 3 separate colonies, you never open the doors essentially, and when they outgrow the 3 chambers, you move them out of the nest. Now, as I was mentioning before, this is also not only for humidity, this is also their drinking water. And as you can see, these cuts and engraving enables little rivers for the water, when it pressurizes in the tube, pushes water droplets down to the edges, and ants can drink from these from all sides, like essentially a drinking trough. And that's really good. Now, this nest has one more thing up its sleeve. If you're using this for one colony or founding one colony, this mini outworld, the smallest of the three, has a little trick up its sleeve. You can take this included large sponge, and then you just take this included test tube adapter hole, lock it in place, fill up a test tube that is also included, add the bung essentially that comes with it. It's a bit hard, get it wet, it'll soften up, you can get it in, push your test tube in nice and snug, and open the door, and there you have a large drinking source that should do, depending on the number of ants and the weather obviously, it should do them for up to a week, so you can go away. Or if the colony is huge, or quite a humid loving colony, you could use that as just a extra water source and drinking source. But that is a big sponge, and that can be turned into a large humidity chamber. And that's about it, guys. That's a lot to talk about, but they're not quite finished there. They include 2 replacement bottoms. So at the moment I'm using a green one. You can replace that with yellow or clear. I mean, that's fantastic, and they're included. This is all included. Everything you saw in this video comes with it, with the price, and I've not quite finished on the surprise. Free international shipping. That's what I understand from the website. The description clearly says free shipping anywhere. Anyway guys, thanks a lot.